Hi, it's Stephen here from Sign of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 8 of the November daily draws. So as we start the weekend, let's see what message we get, and I'll be taking the first card from the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Forest of Enchantment Oracle. So let's use our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. And we'll go... And we have the Hermit card. We have a little badger there. And he's very warm looking place, really. He's got a nice raging fire, and he's got books and writing material. He's got all that he needs. He's got a nice chair to sit on. He's got books up here on the shelf. He's sat in the chair. Say he's warm in front of the fire, and he's got his own little hermit type of cave, or a badger set or whatever. But he's got a nice little home by himself here, and underground, away from the world, his own place and space where he feels at home, where he feels comfortable, where he feels secure and safe, and away from all that's going up above him on the surface. And he's got all the things he needs. He's got writing materials. He could write, he could read, as I was saying, he's got the warmth of the fire. He's comfortable. And how many was like to sit inside and near the warmth of the fire at this time of year? And this is the time when a lot of us do kind of hermit naturally, because we don't want to venture outside. We don't want to go out in the cold and everything. We hunker down. This is a excellent time to sort of hunker down and be a hermit type of person. Maybe when we have the dark and longer and darker nights. It's colder. The weather can be bad. We just want to stay there and wrap up and be in the warm place and have our comforts there and just spend time just being us. And there's a lot of benefit from having these kind of moments. And I'll say this time of year, those moments perhaps are more than usual. I mean, when we have the summer, and if it's good weather and it's nice, it stays light longer. We could go out in the evenings. We could sit outside in the garden. We could socialize. We can go to barbecues and other sort of occasions, and we can go and explore different places. We get out and about more, and we connect more with the outside world. And but as I say, the winter time, we sort of then come back into our homestead, and we get not homestead, our into our homes, and wanting to get that homeliness, that coziness, and hang on to that as we go through the winter. And as I say, there's benefit from that because it gives us time to be us. It gives us more time to be who, to connect with ourselves. And maybe do just a simple bit of reading or whatever it is. Or journaling, writing, or whatever it is. We've got the space to do that because we're at home and we're not busy doing other things. And we can do this. And it benefits us. And of course, like the hermit moment that we talk about so often, and the hermit pops up, is when we when we do draw aside from the hustle and bustle or the, the destructive chaos. Now, if our home, if we don't have this situation at home, if we have a lot of people in our home and we don't have the space, or that, we don't people don't leave us alone long enough, we have to find creative ways to have some me time, some alone time, because it's important. Because the hermit teaches us that sometimes we need to check in with ourselves and connect with ourselves, because it's that inner connectedness with our own intuitive voice, and as we become aware of our true selves, that gives us the enlightenment, the lamp to guide our path when we do go out and about and do things. It But we need to light up that lamp with that illumination and that guidance. And we do that by drawing aside from the distractions of things around us and people around us. And that's what is termed as the hermit moment. And that's what we need to try and, we need to put into our days, or into our time that we spend. And as I say, for some, it will be easier than others. If we live in a house with lots of people, or, multiple people, and the space is limited, and, you know, we can't get a quiet moment because there's always some noise going on, there's always some activity going on. And that's when, this time of year plays against us a little, because ordinarily, if it was nice weather and we could feel like going out, we could go out for a walk somewhere quieter. But at this time of year, we're almost trapped into that situation. It's not that we don't like the people. It's not that we don't like being where we are. It's just that finding that stillness, that quietness that we need, becomes so much harder. And we have to be more creative in our own ways, in our own circumstances, to find some way of getting that time, if only momentarily, braving the bad weather to go and fetch something, or go to just stand at the end of the path, or do something. Or if we can go to a room and just sit quietly just for 5 minutes, just for personal reflection and connectedness. I can't think of how you would do it, but if you can find some creative ways, it will benefit, because these times are important to us. And if we are seeking to get some kind of illumination, some insight, some guidance for the way forward, connecting with our higher selves, our inner selves, our inner intuitive voice is so important. And and to do that as effectively as possible, it requires a hermit moment where we disconnect momentarily from things and connect with that. So that's what this card is saying: is don't forget these moments, however short you can manage them. Some is better than none. Even a little bit of time is better than no time. It's so important. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. And we have the Frog Grotto. Now, isn't this this is it? It's like, can you imagine this grotto here? And this is a cute, delightful sort of image here of all the frogs in the grotto, and they're chattering away and they're croaking away. But can you imagine the din, the noise it creates? It looks an idyllic setting, but what is the noise distracting? And if you were amongst this, would it grate on you after a time, and you would require? Do you think the badger thinks, he can get away down here, away from this? And that's what this is, the contrast. And yes, these times are great too, where we can socialize, we can chatter and make some noise together in fun. But there are times when we need the contrast, the quietness. It's interesting we've got the two there. And that's what we need, both things in our lives, ideally. So we need to place equal value, but not one at the expense of the other. We need that balance. And that's what the cards are saying to us today. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 9. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.